your virtual assistant is not your personal assistant. So if you have been in the online business sphere for a while, you may have a virtual assistant. And because the term virtual assistant has the word assistant in it, a lot of people have the idea that a virtual assistant is a personal assistant or an administrative assistant or a secretary that works remotely. Now, this is not true. Yes, there are virtual assistants who do some of the same tasks that a personal assistant or administrative assistant or secretary might do, but this is not their function. If you are looking for someone specifically to be your personal assistant, you probably need an employee of some sort, either part-time or full-time, because you want someone who is pretty dedicated to you and your business. Now, a virtual assistant is dedicated to you and your business, and your success is important to them, and you may develop a personal relationship with them. All of that is great and true, but they probably have multiple clients and they can't devote 100% of their time and attention to you. So if you are looking for someone who is devoting most of their time and energy to you, you're probably looking more for an employee. Also, a virtual assistant should not just be taking on any task that you throw at them at any given day. I know it may seem like this is what you need in your business, but that is not their primary function. When you start working with a virtual assistant, you come up with a list of the tasks that you want them to do for you. And they may even focus on a specific area like social media or marketing or tech, and are working on specific tasks within that umbrella for you. And yes, the things that you work on with them might change or shift over time, but the scope of your agreement covers specific things and not necessarily additional things beyond that. One of the things that is the most challenging for virtual assistants to deal with, especially newer virtual assistants, is scope creep. So this is where you have outlined the scope of tasks that you're doing with a specific client, and then more and more things beyond that agreement keep getting added. This is not what your relationship should be with your virtual assistant. If you want to change the terms of your agreement and both of you agree to it, that's one thing. But if you just throw things at them anytime you have something that needs to be done, this means that it's going to affect their entire client schedule, because they've probably worked out which blocks of time in their day go to which client, or which blocks of time in their week go to each client. And you may just throw a wrench in their whole schedule. And you may be asking them to do something that is not necessarily outside of their ability to do, but it might be something that they're not as comfortable doing as what they're already doing for you. So it may be that you need to hire somebody who has more expertise in those additional areas, or you may need to redefine your relationship with your current virtual assistant to cover additional hours or additional tasks. But just assuming that they are your personal assistant to dump everything on is not the way to have an effective virtual assistant relationship. Also, you can't expect them to be available to you every minute of every day, because, as I mentioned, they have other clients and they are not working for you full time. So if you have something that is urgent and needs to be done within the next hour, they might be able to do it. But chances are they are working on something else. And if this is something that is super urgent, you cannot always rely on them to be available to assist you. So if you need someone who is going to be available for those super urgent tasks with no notice. Again, you may need an employee whose job it is to be available for those things. So this is not to say that there aren't virtual assistants out there who will work like that. In my personal opinion, they shouldn't, but that's just me and the type of business that I like to have. So if you do find someone who works like that and it is a good relationship for both of you, that's totally fine. But if you are looking for a virtual assistant and you don't currently have one, and that's the type of role that you're looking for them to fulfill, you may want to consider hiring a different type of team member. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comments, and I will see you soon.